Japanese lots in Houston on Saturday.
And there he is, the world #1, so desperate to play this tournament. He lives just down the road. The ankle injury that he suffered playing for his country 10 days ago. It was a race against time for him to get fit, but fit he is. And squeezed through that match with Yuzhny yesterday. Djokovic, the 25-year-old who had that win, that come-from-behind win against Yuzhny. Difficult opener, should be said, shouldn't it? Yuzhny is a seasoned campaigner.
Yeah, got a lot of experience, Yuzhny. I think Djokovic just a little bit slow off the block, slow out of the block, should I say, and Yuzhny wasn't. It was, I suppose, a case for Djokovic just to feel out how that ankle was early doors in that set. I think he flexed it a couple of times and pulled up once or twice early on, but after that it seemed as if it didn't cause him any problems. Went 5-1 down very quickly in that first set, managed to get it back to 5-4, and you did feel towards the end of that first set it was finding his way again, and sure enough second and third set were
right. I remember right there, yeah. Gentlemen, you guys know everything. The thing I want to mention is the 25 seconds rule. We try our best to give you information. We try our best to warn you before if it's possible, but sometimes it's not possible. If you feel like you want to know how good you are, don't hesitate. Every changeover we can tell you how good you do. We have TV changeover, and if you want a ball mark inspection, if you can circle the mark, always help.
So you're going to tell to somebody of us if we're late? Like for
late I cannot, but if you are at 23, 22, I can tell you that. I can tell you, no, I can do that, and if this, exactly, exactly. But if you find 10 times and then suddenly you take 40 seconds, there's nothing I can do. One, head stills. That's stills. That's it. Sorry, you're right.
I received.
Good match, gentlemen.
So our last match of the day here, and it's the world #1 in action, taking on the 14th seed in Monaco. Yes, just to correct, of course, our last match on the main centre court, not on around the grounds. If there's matches going on elsewhere, we'll be with them. This draw, Djokovic, that win yesterday. Monaco also with well, that was a strange match. Ernest Gulbis getting a game penalty. Saw a bit of that, didn't we, at the end?
We did, yeah. I mean, clearly frustrations boiling over for Gulbis. He's quite a fiery character and has done marvellously well to get himself back up the rankings. I think back in the 50s now, and yesterday it all came to a head for him. Frustrated with the way he was playing and couldn't keep his emotions under check.
Yes, the rackets took a bit of a beating, not for the first time in his career. A few people in the crowd got a couple of souvenirs. Gulbis going out. So never won this title, Novak Djokovic. It's come pretty close. Finals on a couple of occasions. There's those 36 titles that he's been able to win. And said yesterday, didn't we? Really, for me, Arv, I don't know if you agree, I think winning the French Open is probably a priority for him.
Most definitely. No question, that's the one he wants. You know, you get the feeling that he's going to try everything he can this clay court season to get himself into shape and get himself into the best position. It is a long clay court season. You know, he doesn't want to be playing his best tennis too soon, so he's going to be plotting a route to be playing his best the second week of the French. But him turning up this week after a bit of a suspect ankle injury as well. Credit to him, he takes this tournament very seriously. Yeah, there's to win this as well.
Yeah, sorry, Arv. There's those finalists, those runner-up shows he had 2012. 77 weeks he's been at the top of the rankings. Not far off Leighton Hewitt in 9th. Number 10 he is as far as leaders go, number 1 in the world right now. Hewitt spent 80 weeks at number 1. Monaco and Monte Carlo, that rings well. 29-year-old. He really had an awful start to the year. Inexplicable results. Australian Open first round. The South American swing, didn't win a match. Indian Wells, Miami didn't win a match. It really has been a very poor opening for the man who's won 7 titles. He's known as well as one of the hardest working guys on tour, and I think he spent quite a bit of time with Andy Murray, didn't he, training in Barcelona?
Yes, I think that's true, and I think he gets the respect from all the players. First and foremost, Rafa Nadal has the utmost respect for him. How hard he does work on the court and the practice court. I think those two spar together quite often. And he had such a fantastic year last year. You can see finishing just outside the top 10 at number 12. Probably it's just suffering a little bit of a hangover at the start of this year. Not the best memories of this tournament for him last year. Twisting his ankle, I remember. Had to retire from that match, and it did look very nasty. But thankfully for him, he was able to recover in time for Rome, and then went on to play Roland Garros.
Yeah, that was against Robin Husser, what Arvin's talking about when he rolled his ankle there. Make the 3rd round in 2009, where he had wins over Shardy and Rebreda before losing surprisingly to Andreas Beck, who was a very surprise quarter-finalist that year, a left-handed German who really didn't do much thereafter. Head-to-head reads in favour of Djokovic. 6-0, came from a set down to beat him in Rome. I remember calling that match actually, and Monaco played a fine first set. In fact, it was a long battle, that one. I remember it being an early morning match in Rome.
1 minute.
Certainly a player, you feel, Monaco, that can cause the best players problems on this surface, as we see Cedric Mourier.
Well, it's a pretty relentless character is Monaco. He doesn't give much away, and Djokovic's going to have to be on his guard today. There's no question that Djokovic has the firepower to hit Monaco off the court, but it's more importantly, it's how he gets to that position. It's making sure that he's prepared to build the points and work the point. Monaco very consistent from the baseline and has pretty much a very set game plan out there, and that's to try and take the legs away from his opponent, keep the ball in play as long as possible, make you suffer. You can pick a few free points up along the way. That's a big bonus for him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a warrior, is Monaco, isn't he? In terms of his variation on the ball, doesn't have a lot of that, but I tell you what, he knows he's around a clay court. Solid backhand, forehand not quite as good. Probably so.
Mesdames, Messieurs, Juan Monaco a gagné le tirage au sort et a choisi de relancer. Time.
Something that he has worked on over the years, Monaco, is to try and become a little bit more aggressive, but doesn't come naturally to him. I just wonder if Djokovic is going to just have a little bit too much for him.
So, on the main court here, Court Central, this is the 4th of 4. Djokovic tested yesterday. The ankle, certainly in the first set, was a bit of an issue. He said he actually rolled it again. He felt like he did it a little bit again, but not, of course, as serious as it was in Idaho when he went basically completely over on it.
You would imagine that underneath that sock it would be heavily taped.
Arvid Palmer and myself, Nick Lester, here for the opening set of this one. This will be a test from Novak, no doubt. Let's hope it's a good one.
Service Novak Djokovic.
Enjoy.
Installez-vous rapidement derrière les joueurs, s'il vous plaît. Asseyez-vous, s'il vous plaît. Love 15.
How can Monaco hurt Djokovic? Oh, that's a good question, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's $1 million question. I'm not sure if he can, really. I think the only way he can hurt Djokovic is physically keeping him on the move. He doesn't possess the firepower. But he's going to be very well aware that he's going to have to play slightly out of his, well, very much out of his comfort zone this afternoon if he wants to win, as we look at Marian Vidot, Djokovic's coach.
It's Jelena Ristic.
It's going to be all about how prepared is Monaco going to be to take the risk, take on the ball, take it on the rise, get his court position a little further up.
Yeah, it's definitely evidence, isn't there, even in the first game, where I don't know whether it's just because he's not trusting it or whether there is still a bit of a pain.
Yeah, should have slid into that forehand there, decided not to.
I don't think he would be out here if there was a serious business to make it a lot worse. Certainly give it a workout, though. And he likes to make a few tennis balls. Djokovic off to a winning start, 22-shot rally.
Clay court season is so long, it does seem a bit silly if Djokovic is having to play through a fair amount of pain. So the goal is for him is to win Roland Garros. You wouldn't want to put that into jeopardy. I think he would have been consulting with the doctors and physios and would have asked whether playing this week, playing today, would cause the injury to get a little worse.
His very start to the season, Monaco. I'll run you through his results very quickly. He lost to Kuznetsov in the first round of the Australian Open, who's ranked 79. He lost to Bolelli in the first round of Sao Paulo, ranked 80. He lost to Rufan in the first round of Vina del Mar, ranked 93. Lost to Matosevic, ranked 53 in Indian Wells. And then lost to the 61st ranked Albert Ramos in Miami.
Gaza, 15. Hawkins, 30-15.
Team Monaco for the week, Gustavo Macacho from Argentina himself.
You play with him? Or same time as him?
Juniors, yeah. ITF tour many years ago. He then chose to go to American University, fine player himself.
Yes, of course, if you're growing up as a junior, you have choices when you're sort of 15, 16, 17, depending on your quality. You can either go down the ITF route and play junior ITF tournaments, or you can go into the futures early and play sort of futures qualifying. Of course, the futures being the senior side of the game. The ITFs being under 18s only.
Injection of pace there from Monaco. You could see Djokovic was rushed.
Now 15. Gaza, 15.
I talked about the junior game and those players that play juniors. Djokovic played a little bit of juniors on the ITF circuit, made the semis of the 2004 Aussie Open and also the third round of the French. You look at Nadal, though, he didn't play any juniors, did he, Arv? So it just varies as to what routes they take.
Yeah, there's many ways to get there.
So that goes pretty good.
40.
three-time champion here. In fact, he when he made his comeback here, Borg played here a couple of times. This was his first venue. Chose to play on his comeback, Borg. He played here, in fact, ended his career here in 82, played in 82. The only event he played in 82 and 83 was Borg. And then he played an event in Stuttgart in 1984, did Borg, before making a comeback in the early 90s. Brief one at that.
Came back with a wooden racket, didn't he? Is that right?
Oh, that's a tremendous exchange, and Djokovic does really well to get out of it. A little bit of luck, but I tell you what, he meant it.
Well, this final shot's going to definitely test the ankle. First winner of the match from Djokovic.
Saves the 2 break points. Victoria Silverstone, who is a regular at this tournament. Swedish model, in case you hadn't guessed.
And the blonde hair gave it away.
Oh, Djokovic is broken, and it's first blood here to 1 Monaco. Again, checking out perhaps what's happening on the other side. Well, that's a good start for the Argentine.
One Monaco showing pretty good resilience out there. The early stages, 3 games played, and as you would guess, educated guess, very few unforced errors, 4 in total, 11 from Djokovic. That's what he offers on Monaco. Can be the human backboard at times.
If you know that if you take more than 5 seconds, you are quick.
It's a good start for the number 2 Argentine here, only behind Del Potro in the rankings. Coming off a good week last week as well.
Time.
Semi-final in Houston, as he did.
Installez-vous rapidement, s'il vous plaît.
Losing to the eventual champion, John Isner, in Texas.
Prenez vos places. Merci.
He's got to bide his time, Djokovic, when going for these type of winners. That one just a little too short from Monaco. Gave Djokovic the opportunity.
again, just as he finishes that shot, he looks down at the ankle.
15.
That's the one where he'll put the weight on, isn't it, as well, when he pivots off that backhand side.
Yeah, the way he lands on that foot as well on the backhand side when he steps in. Does look a little bit awkward.
Oh, it's an open goal.
15-30.
It's the only time you don't want to hit the back of the net. Yeah, it's a beautiful setup.
Good tennis, and Djokovic again on the run there, just not quite as balanced and as steady as we're used to seeing.
Clever play from Monaco.
30.
First 3 games, he has been stretching Djokovic out there. His foot just getting stuck as well. That's good news. Oh, jar the ankle.
Quarante, 40-30. Adversaire. Égalité, 10. Adversaire.
Oh, good rally. Monaco can run all day, we said that, and he's just proved it.
Djokovic slipping and sliding all over the place in that point, losing his balance a couple of times. You could hear, by the way, he was slamming his racket on the floor to regain his balance. 22 shots long, that rally. Monaco's going to get a lot of confidence. Starts winning those length rallies.
Oh, he's missed it, and again he's fallen over, doubling over. The evidence of this is something amiss still with the ankle.
Really doesn't look happy, does he? I think after he hits his forehand, it's a hold of the left thigh, maybe trying to take the weight off the right foot. I don't know, but looking pretty awkward out there for him at the minute.
15-0, 15.
Did you ever play on an injury, or did you ever play with an injury of a fairly serious nature?
No, I think I was pretty fortunate, really. My injuries, I did suffer from a bad left knee for quite a while, but that was just a case of managing it, making sure pop a few pills every now and then to keep the swelling down. But it's a decision every player has to make, I think, you know, before a match. Okay, if I'm going to go on and play, I'm not even going to think about the injury, I'm just going to give it my all. Otherwise, I don't really see much point in going out there in the first place, especially if you're going to do more damage.
I agree with you. I find it strange that Novak would play this tournament. I mean, the clay court season is 6 weeks. Now, I know he's only entered in Madrid and Rome, but it's still 2 pretty big tournaments for him to play. I find it strange that he would play here, even though this is where he lives, if he wasn't sure. Anyway, we'll see. Monaco with the break, 3-2. Loud out there, actually. I have to say, when you're sitting down, when you're in the press seats, when they're having their lunch, a lot of chatter going on.
Yeah, the cutlery you can hear clinking.
Fabulous shots we get here of the picturesque Monte Carlo Country Club. Again, a long, grueling exchange.
That's going to hurt Djokovic. He worked so hard to stay in that rally.
15.
Nearly dribbled over. 28 strokes, high quality. Just the wrong time to play that shot for for Monaco. A little out of position. More of a defensive drop shot from him.
Super rallies, and again Djokovic doubles over.
So impressed with Monaco and how resilient he's been from the baseline, giving nothing away.
So good. Caught him by surprise, a little bit off guard. Mr. and Mrs. Lester in the house. All Bernie Ecclestone jokes are off limits. Steady on, Mr. Palmer.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Just not moving freely, is he?
No, he's struggling a little out there, and he does look in a fair bit of pain. I mean, that walk, he's got a slight hobble there, isn't he? And I think you know, Monaco looking down the other end of the court, if he sees that, if he notices Djokovic in pain, he's going to draw from that. He's got to get confidence for that. Got to keep him on the move. That's what he's going to be thinking.
15-0. 15.
Oh, that's a bit of a slap. Shot to nothing there. Not sure what Monaco's got to complain about, really.
13.
Well, if he keeps hitting these type shots in those positions, well, Monaco's just got to hold his hand up and just say, too good.
Picked him off.
Guns, 30, 15.
That's the area of the problem.
Count 40, 30. Djokovic.
So still in this first set, somewhat under par, it would seem.
Monaco mène par 4 jeux à 3.
4-3 for Monaco.
You've got an injury like this, something that he's obviously in pain with, and inhibiting the way that he's moving out there. It plays on your mind. It's tough to play with a clear head out there. You've got to try and get yourself in the zone, and when you're battling something else, it gets in the way.
His hold over the #1 spot really not in doubt anytime soon. He's nearly 4,000 points ahead of what will be the new #2, Federer, on Monday. Significant margin, it really is. And if you look at what he has coming off or to defend here, of course, he made the final last year. Rome, he made the final as well, and Madrid a quarter-final, and of course the French. So plenty still to defend, but really can't see anyone anywhere near the #1 spot for a little while. It's a healthy lead for Djokovic. Not so here though.
Love 15.
So passionate about playing for his country, of course. Made that a priority this year. So many options there.
30, 15.
Or hurt.
There's
a bit of a lull in this match, isn't there? Djokovic with a hint here of a chance to get back on serve. points from Monaco. What great touch.
Not a natural move for Monaco to make, coming to the net, but saw Djokovic was going to be in trouble, but it was a good dig from Djokovic. He had to be very soft with those hands and take all the pace off the ball.
Someone used to say when they used to hit those touch shots, silk gloves.
Just like snooker referees.
Yeah. From Djokovic, using the forehand well there, piddling Monaco back.
A little more discipline and just hung in there at that point. Djokovic was taking a lot of heat there and managed to turn that point around. It's more like it.
He's broken it back. 4 apiece.
4 jeux partout. 4 games on.
Didn't take much, that didn't really either. It's the disappointing part from Monaco's perspective.
The signs though for Djokovic. First time you've really felt that he's kind of stamped his authority within a rally. A little bit more stubborn on the baseline.
This. There had been a little lull in the last game, but that was a well-obtained exchange.
0-15, love 15.
He's talking to his camp, but didn't quite get that last shot right.
Love 30.
Hasn't had a lot of practice time. That is one issue. He said he's only been practicing about an hour a day over the last 3 or 4 days because he's had to completely rest the ankle. Levels go off. I mean, if he has, say, 5 days, 6 days without picking up a racket, he would lose a little bit in the lungs.
I think he can. I think, obviously, if you are slightly injured, there's plenty of things that you can do off the tennis court to keep your fitness levels up. Obviously, your running can be one of those, but wouldn't imagine you'd be doing much of that. So, really, you're left with the bike. Probably something like intervals would keep the fitness up. But on-court fitness is so much different than that those fitness things things you can do off the court. That kind of stopping and starting, the intervals, playing under stress as well, can all make a big difference.
Forced error from Djokovic here. Monaco has another break point. It's fourth of the match. Oh, it's wide. Disappointment for Djokovic. The body language says it all really right now. Monaco will serve for the set.
Monaco keeping his end of the bargain, making sure he kept the ball in play, kept Djokovic on the move, but that's like the start of this set. Djokovic just coughing up too many unforced errors. Monaco taking advantage.
Time.
Full house, some 11,000 people can squeeze into this stadium, this temporary stadium they erect here every year for the tournament.
Love 15.
Because Djokovic really started to open the shoulders up there, trying to hurt him, but he couldn't.
Gaza 15. Net for serve. 30-15.
Down the line shot again. Monaco taking time away from Djokovic.
So 2 set points for the Argentine.
Seconds.
Sort of set, really, isn't it, for Djokovic? You sort of think he's sort of going to fade away, and then it suddenly just comes back.
40-30.
Still a set point, though, for the world number 20. Got it. Djokovic is ailing, no doubt about that. And just as he did yesterday, he drops the opening set here in Monte Carlo. More work to be done. Juan Monaco, who's had an awful year, has taken the first set off the world number 1. 6-4.
A real turnout in that first set. Start of the match. Considering how well Djokovic was playing towards the end of his match yesterday and how freely he was moving, would suspect he would come out in this match with no problems, but didn't quite happen for him there. Monaco with some good numbers there as well. As you would imagine, not that many winners from Monaco. He's all about keeping the ball in play, wearing down his opponents, and he certainly did that. Kept Djokovic on the move. Only 15 unforced errors, and a lot more for Djokovic. 21 in total. First serve percentage solid as ever, winning his fair share as well behind that. He's just got to do more of the same here and keep Djokovic on the move.
Ice towel, is it coming?
I guess it's going to the perfect time to have the ice towel now.
Trainer on court. No question discussing that ankle problem. Physio, and I would imagine that's the doctor to the right of Djokovic. Sure what else the trainer can do for him. He's in a little bit of pain. He can take a couple of pills, but I'm sure that ankle is heavily taped already. We're just wanting confirmation from the trainer that if he continues to play, he's not going to do more damage. It's a difficult call for Djokovic right now. Shots of Djokovic here struggling after no strokes. Well, Nick Lester has just for a break, and welcome back to Sam Gore.
Tom Barnes getting a briefing on what's going on.
Time.
Tournament's already lost Andy Murray today. Losing Djokovic would be tough, but it doesn't appear to be a 100% Djokovic. Said he twisted it a little bit yesterday. I don't know if you guys talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Arvin, if you have ankle issues, you have to let it heal fully, or it's just going to keep nagging you. And I know he wanted to play this tournament desperately because he lives here. Let's see what he's got here for the second set. As good as Djokovic is, I think he could beat a lot of guys on one leg.
Love 15.
Could be, I don't know. Yeah, it's out. Just.
Didn't do enough with the approach shot. Djokovic just went the wrong way, and Monaco was waiting there for it. This was the shot. Had the open court to the backhand side. He was always going to be in trouble there. That ball dipping nasty to deal with.
Up 30. If you are one Monaco right now, how does this change anything, if at all, the way you play?
15.
I don't think it changes anything. I think he's just got to keep playing the way he has been and be a brick wall from that end of the court. Keep Djokovic on the move. That's his game. That's nothing out of the ordinary. Just make sure he takes his chances. It's too easy to get sucked in to what's happening down the other end. You just got to block that out and just play the ball that you receive.
Now 40.
Just putting so many balls back into play as Monaco. Only missed 4 returns in this match so far. And 2 of them coming in this game.
Djokovic battles back to gain point. Djokovic on the board, holds serve.
Mettez une serviette dans chaque réfrigérateur, s'il vous plaît.
I mean, even with Djokovic not feeling great, you still can't count him out of this match. Especially with the way Monaco's year is going. He's not used to winning these kind of matches.
Yeah, it's going to get to a situation as a make or break situation for Monaco. Is he going to be able to get himself over the line? It's all very well getting yourself into that position, but does he have the belief he can do it?
See Monaco, right? It's tough to handle when you know, I just have to keep the ball in play. I just have to keep moving him around. But he's #1 in the world. You know, I mean, these are the kind of things that got to be going through your head. I mean, now he's facing triple break point.
Well, we saw yesterday how Djokovic stepped up his performance in the second set against Mikhail Yuzny.
Gift of a game from Juan Monaco, and again, it's just as much how he handles this situation mentally as it is Djokovic handling it physically.
Well, as a player, you can accept losing service games, but the manner in which he lost that last one is really going to frustrate him, and you can tell by that reaction he's not happy. It is a clay court. He is going to have opportunities to break back. He's been returning very well through this match.
(15-0, 15 love.
It's a real drama going on here. Djokovic struggling with his body, Monaco struggling with his mind.
30-15.
You see him, Marvin, a lot of times it looks like he's on eggshells out there, just very gingerly after each point, because he does a lot of hopping when he hits, kind of babies that ankle.
You see so often with Djokovic, the crazy kind of positions he can get himself into when he's pushed out wide, and it's part of his game, the way how well he can defend and how flexible, and it's like a rubber band out there sometimes. So it's taken away a big part of his game. Again, striking back.
Diversion warning, Djokovic.
First time violation warning for Djokovic. The next one would be a second serve.
I still think he wants this match, Novak Djokovic.
That just looked like it had to feel good.
I think along with delight here with this reaction, I think he was letting a little bit of frustration out at the same time as well.
Djokovic is off and running. No pun intended.
Djokovic
On one leg, Djokovic up 3-love here in the second.
Well, it's at the turning point for Novak Djokovic. It's got a little bit of daylight now for the first time between him and Monaco in this set. Tatiana Golovin, former WTA Tour player, doing a little bit of TV work this week.
Such a comfortable day out there to watch tennis.
Time.
Drenched in sunshine, but no humidity at all. And a nice breeze blowing in off the French Riviera. Monte Carlo Country Club. Seeing a Day of round of 16 matches. We've already lost Andy Murray today. In case you're joining us, Murray was beaten handily by Stan Wawrinka. Richard Gasquet, though, advancing into the quarterfinals, as well as Italian Fabio Fognini. So these fans are very happy. Tsonga as well. 2 Frenchmen and an Italian left here. That's almost as good at this tournament as having the top guys in the draw, don't you think?
Yeah, get a lot of support. The French and the Italians, Italy not too far away, just a short drive over the border.
Asseyez-vous derrière les joueurs, s'il vous plaît, les joueurs vous attendent. Merci. Love 15.
Now that looks better. Good movement there from Djokovic. You know, Arvin, there's 2 guys that I've learned in my years of commentating not to judge their success based on how they look. And that's Andy Murray and Novak Djokovic, because they can look to be really struggling out there and still win matches. They're just that good. It doesn't affect their play.
That's a good point.
But I'm commentating. How about the opponent?
Yeah, it's a difficult one when you think you've got them physically. In this instance, Monaco might think, well, I've got him injury-wise. He's struggling, he can't move, but false sense of security. Like I said earlier, don't even look down the other side of the court. Just focus on the ball that you're receiving and
14-15.
do your best. I think Monaco may have just got sucked in a little bit here at the start of the second.
Good recovery for Monaco. He's on the board at least. And certainly, it's not outside the realm of possibility he couldn't get back in this set. It is packed. I've noticed over the last couple of days, it surprised me somewhat, Arvin, because I always assume Nadal is going to be the most popular player at a tournament. But when I've had a break during a Djokovic match, there's more people watching from different vantage points, from the press to the fans, his matches than any other player here. And maybe that's because he maintains the residency here. There's more interest in him.
Possibly. I think they also really respect what he's been able to do the last couple of years, what he's achieved. And there's a certain amount of kudos when you're number 1 in the world.
Gaza, 15 on. Castle, 15, 30.
Just a little bit too early in the rally there for Djokovic to go for such a big backhand down the line. He's trying to just keep the point nice and short.
Has climbed right back into this set. See what he can do with it as he's holding his nerve a little bit better now. And we're back on serve here in this dramatic Novak Djokovic match.
We're really struggling to gauge the momentum in this match. No one's really kind of got hold of it. You thought in the first set when Djokovic broke back to 4-all. He was going to get the better of Monaco, but Monaco struck back. And now in the second set, 3-love up Djokovic. You thought, OK, maybe it's going to be the same story as yesterday's match against Jusny, when he came from a set down to crush Jusny in the second set, 6-1. But yet again, Monaco strikes back. So very much in the balance.
Time.
Oh, wait a minute. Is there a tennis match going on? Mesmerized by the ocean.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
What a beautiful day.
More still.
No, it's like a lake. Anything but smooth conditions here in this match. This is a tumultuous affair. Highs and lows, ups and downs. Novak Djokovic struggling with that ankle he injured in Idaho during the Davis Cup against the U.S. Juan Monaco trying to manage his game mentally to deal with Djokovic's suffering and close him out. Don't get this chance very often. And the weight of that you can see on Monaco at times.
How good was this finish from Monaco? Coolly done. Djokovic.
Cancel 15.
Shank from Monaco opens the door a little bit for Djokovic.
15-13.
Nothing he could do there, really, Monaco. Impeccable depth from Djokovic off the line.
Just not getting any easier for Monaco. Holding serve has been a struggle for Monaco this entire year. It started at the Australian Open. He was broken 9 times in his first round. He's lost 4 straight opening round matches before coming here. And Djokovic breaks him again. That's the 3rd time today Djokovic has broken the Monaco serve. And it puts Djokovic back in front by a break. Djokovic, though, broke it 3 times as well today. Marvin, how crucial is this set for Monaco? I know he won the first set. He'd have a chance to win in 3 even if he loses it. But just, I get the feeling mentally.
Yeah. This is a big set for him. You think if Djokovic was able to win the second set, he's going to get a huge boost from that. Monaco is going to be just a little deflated. The fact that he's got himself back on serve from a 3-love deficit.
I guess so. The bigger issue here is the future of this week for Djokovic, because ankles don't tend to get better when you're playing on them every day.
Yeah, it's just swelling, isn't it? That will continue for him after this match, no question. He seems to be in a lot more discomfort today than he was yesterday, so that's certainly not a that's certainly a big concern for him. I suppose time will tell if he does win this match.
Well, Djokovic may give us that final set. He's desperately trying not to disappoint these fans here in his adopted hometown of Monte Carlo. It's not the only other match going on. Jarkko Nieminen has just taken the opening set against Juan Martín del Potro over on Port-au-Prince. Typical this time of day, breeze starting to blow in off the Mediterranean. Temperature starts to drop. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon here in Monte Carlo. Djokovic trying to force a final set. 2-5.
Love 15.
Well, if anything, he wants to start the third set serving.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't have walked it over there any better.
15 all.
Let's do the right thing here and hold serve. A lot of breaks in this match. Never know. Still only one break of serve.
That's 15-30.
Yeah, now a couple of set points for Djokovic in Monaco. His hope's starting to fade. Now, where does that come from?
Yes.
Normally so solid on that second serve return.
And again, maybe that's just favoring that ankle. He can't set up for the shots like he normally does. Set point. Monaco has really struggled in this set, as it was definitely within his grasp to knock Djokovic out here. Djokovic just has that champion's ability to win, even when he's not at his best. I'm intrigued by what a final set will look like, Arvin.
I imagine it will be quite a nervy start to the third set from both players. Probably more so for Juan Monaco. Gave himself another opportunity to get hold of this second set. Came back from 3-love down.
So we're going to get a look at that final set, as this was a topsy-turvy roller coaster ride. But the world #1 is back in business with a chance to move on if he can win the third set.
Well, a real tough set to call midway through. Djokovic a race to that 3-love lead with a break, to then peg back on serve. But you do feel Monaco then just started to let things slip again. And there the statistics from that set. Good first serve percentage from Novak Djokovic, and winning plenty of points behind that as well. And the second serve pretty good as well. This time the unforced error winner count was a lot better for Djokovic. It's probably what swung through in the end, just was solid enough, and that's what he needs to do in the start of the third set. Just make sure he doesn't give anything away.
Palmer's taking a break, and Nick Lester jumping back in next to me in the booth here. And Nick, I had a question from a viewer about this with Djokovic. Why does he have the ice towel around his neck and not on his ankle? And the reason is you don't want to put ice on the ankle while you're playing, because then it stiffens up. You got to keep it warm while you're engaged in the activity, and then you ice it afterwards to reduce the swelling. Now, he could elevate it on these changeovers, but you don't want to ice an ankle when you're in the heat of battle.
Strange for the Masters, isn't it? Lacked a bit of rhythm, isn't it? It's a bit of hard to really get your head around what Djokovic is feeling right now. I mean, it looks from the outside as though he's struggling. It really does. It looks as though the ankle is quite an issue to him. Well, yet whether he's able just to block it out at times, it seems to be the way when it really is at critical times in the match. He's able just to override the pain, or something more. I don't know.
I'm impressed with his effort today. My question is just going to be, in these Masters 1000 events, you play every day. He's going to have to come back tomorrow if he wins this final set, which is not a given either. But theoretically, play either Nieminen or Del Potro. But the draw's really opened up on his section now. Burdick was the player that he would have played in the semis had the seeds held. Burdick lost today to Fognini. Draw opened up on the other side, with Murray losing today. It's been a strange day. We've lost the second and 4 seeds. But for the tournament's sake, there's 2 Frenchmen and an Italian left.
Ironic as well, isn't it, that one Swiss man's helped another, because Wawrinka's win over Murray means that Federer goes back to number 2, so he's helping his countrymen out.
Yeah. Think he'll get a phone call tonight, Raj?
Time.
I think it was the worst loss for Murray as well, Sam, in 3 years. I think it was 2010 last time Murray suffered such a bruising defeat, and he lost to Cole Schreiber here. In terms of numbers, I mean, statistically,
yeah.
Games won.
This is the most anticipated final set of the week from my perspective. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen here. If you're just joining us, Novak Djokovic still today very obviously struggling with that ankle that he injured in the Davis Cup against the U.S. Juan Monaco had him on the ropes and just seemed to mentally not be able to finish him off in that set. It's a game on.
15-0, 15 love.
You know, Nick, when you haven't been winning matches, I think that compounds the problem for Monaco.
Zero, 30 love.
Just holds that backhand long enough for Monaco to come in one way. It's hard enough as well that Monaco's not able to recover his position.
It's just the start of the European clay court season. Djokovic's ultimate goal to win the French Open for the first time in about 6 weeks. May 25th is when it gets underway in Paris. Situation last year, there wasn't it, Sam, I think, for Djokovic, when probably a little bit more pressure in terms of what he had on his shoulders, because it hadn't been done of it since Laver. No man since Laver's held all 4 of them, and I think that was even more of it was almost a burden last year, whereas I think this year's a bit more of a goal, if you like. Yeah,
that's the way I see it anyway. I don't know about you, but
no, I agree. I mean, in terms of ability, there's no reason why Djokovic couldn't add a French Open title. Place at the right time.
15.
Good purposeful rally. Djokovic just telling himself, I think, should have maybe put up the lob there. Put it far back to generate that much pace to get the ball by Monaco. It's been pretty precise.
You could just sort of feel that that second set was huge for Monaco, not because he won the first set, but just because he had the chance. Djokovic did not start that set out well, and he just couldn't seem to handle it. it's beautiful. Well-constructed point.
Yeah, just bided his time here, didn't he? Monaco not really able to hurt Djokovic from this far back in the court. He's a good 10 feet behind the baseline, and Djokovic just patient enough to wait for the opening.
Still break point.
13.
Djokovic 4 of 8 on break points in this match. The break that got away from him as Monaco's troubles continue, and Djokovic, unless he just can't go on at some point, looks even at this early stage like surely he's going to move on to the quarters. Here's our Emirates ATP rankings factoid. He's one of 10 to finish the year-end #1 at least twice in the Emirates ATP rankings. Done that the last 2 years. Last year was a little more in question than the year before, as he lost that #1 ranking for a while to Roger Federer. That is only the first double fault in the match for the world #1.
Hard and flat, little spin on that ball, but he's just not letting Monaco
Sur
point.
la terrasse, s'il vous plaît. Messieurs, s'il vous plaît. Excusez-nous.
Through the point to really change the context of the rally. The hardest he's hit, 144 Ks, that final backhand came down at.
If ever there was an opportunity for Monaco to beat Djokovic, it's now, it's today.
Did it, whether it caught the line and stayed low, I think it did. It's a touch unfortunate there.
Djokovic has the game point. Try to march to a 3-love lead.
Djokovic.
Free love for Novak Djokovic as world #1 asserting himself and trying to hobble into the quarterfinals here at the Monte Carlo Rolex Masters. Fans here enjoying this final day session match. The winner will take on the winner of Nieminen and Del Potro. Nieminen won the first set over there on Quarter Prance. Del Potro up 4-2 in the second.
Time.
And if it's Djokovic, I mean, it's not going to get any easier against either Nieminen or Del Potro. That's the other issue we're going to have to consider over the next 24 hours is how Djokovic's ankle will respond overnight. Because, as I stated a little while ago, ankles typically don't get better unless you rest them.
It's going to have 2 weeks off, 2 weeks without competition at least after this this event. Won't play in Madrid, of course, until midway through early part of May.
Monaco's won only 5 points in this final set. That lined up. Best game of the set for Monaco, obviously. Chance to hold serve and begin the pursuit of Djokovic. Djokovic could walk to the courts if he wanted to from his place. That's why he was so desperate to play.
Spotted walking around the streets of Monaco earlier on.
Djokovic mène par 3 jeux à 1. It's by 3 games to 1.
Had to extend the driving range here, Monaco, for McIlroy. He hit it too far for the existing facility here.
Well, the whole of Monaco is only 3 kilometres, so I don't know if you can drive it that far, but...
You can always put it in the ocean.
15-0, 15 love.
Cedric Mourier is going to jump up and confirm that that was out, but Djokovic
One is catching the line.
Whoa. He says it's catching the line. We just saw Hawkout. It says it's out.
You see, yeah, it's catching right here. See, that's come here, and then here. It's catching by 1 millimeter.
By 1 millimeter?
Well, very, very few there. That was good.
Djokovic didn't think it was in. He was going back, getting ready to serve. Out.
15 on.
Good length gap by Monaco there. Not an error that we usually associate with Djokovic there. Backhand relatively comfortable for him, but
net.
It's on the line, Juan. That's not that mark. No, that's not that one. It's more.
The first point of the game, on the line, here.
No, but it's the mark is right there on the line. Juan, it's because it's on the line there. Shorter than that. It's much shorter than what you think.
Well, Monaco's looking at one mark, and obviously Cedric Mourier is looking at another.
Struggling in the rally, but again the ball stayed very low, and therefore the apology from the Serb.
The double faults haven't crept into Djokovic's game until this set. Maybe he's getting a little tired just from that ankle, having to tell it's changed the way he's hit today. big point for Djokovic to win. He doesn't want to mess around with getting his serve broken. He wants to get off this court as quickly as possible.
It feels that way, doesn't it, Sam? Rally where he really did let go on the forehand. Certain abandon almost in that rally.
So Djokovic not in danger at the moment. Looking good to make the quarters on a tough day.
Cedric, new balls, one.
Gutsy performance today by Novak Djokovic. Clearly not 100%, but figuring out a way to win in his adopted hometown of Monte Carlo. Fans embracing him at the moment, chanting his name. Tough day for Monaco. Things look so good for so long.
Sort of return. So aggressive. Tucked up into his body as well. It's not easy to shift the weight a little bit.
Oh boy. It's just been that kind of day, that kind of year really for Monaco.
15-30, 15-30.
It's going to be a day as well. It's going to end in disappointment for the Argentine, it would seem.
It's getting away from him quick. Oh, that's perfect. What a drop shot.
Djokovic mène par 5-1. It's by 5.
Well, he's box office, this guy, isn't he? I mean, never short of drama. This guy's around. When he first came on tour a few years ago, people thought he was quitting too easily. He was calling it a day. I remember an issue here, wasn't it, with Federer, when I think Federer saw, was it his parents or something, wasn't there? Was a few years ago, and said he was getting involved.
0-15, love
I
15.
don't think anyone would ever question his heart, though. I just don't think you can after what we've seen from this guy. Proved it time and time again.
Well, Djokovic may be thinking about getting back into the locker room a little quicker than he should. Drops the first 2 points here. Come on now.
Love 40.
Love 40? Are you kidding me? Wow, that was a donation. Let's keep this match going. Monaco's still alive. See if you can make the most of this gift from Djokovic.
It's by 5 games to 2.
Well, that might go down as the worst game he's played all year. Chat to himself at the change of ends. I can't believe he just donated that game.
Djokovic having a really tough game that last game. He basically single-handedly kept Monaco in the tournament, at least for one more game. And let's see if it comes back to haunt him or if it was just a little rock in the road. It's an appropriate response.
Love 15.
It seemed at times today as though he's been able to flick it on and off like a switch almost.
Guys, 15 on.
He gets up the court here again. He recognises the fact that the ball's just a little bit short. Holds his ground nicely.
Now 30 all.
30 all.
Monica's 2 points from dropping this match as the unforced errors continue to pile up. 36 now for the match. But 45 for Djokovic. Most of those were the first set. Djokovic arrives at match point.
Jekyll and Hyde sort of performance, isn't it, today from the world number one?
30, 40.
The shower might not be far away.
Djokovic. 4-6, 6-2.
Pretty heroic stuff from Novak Djokovic. That is winning when you're not at your best. It affected his movement, affected his head in the first set. But Djokovic moves on to the quarterfinals in his adopted hometown of Monte Carlo. Djokovic wins at 4-6, 6-2, 6-2 in just over 2 hours. And now the real question will be, how's that ankle going to hold up overnight?
Yeah, performance at the times left you sort of scratching your head as to how serious the injury was. Clearly there's a problem, but he's through. Ups and downs. When it really mattered, it seemed to be able to knuckle down and ignore the problems that are clearly there. I guess maybe we shouldn't be too harsh. This is his first clay court event. No matter what the ankle's doing, these guys are still in their first clay court event of the year. It takes a bit of time to get used to. These guys are not going to be really hitting their strides just yet. So perhaps at times we are expecting a little bit too much. One Monaco will rue his missed opportunities, I think. Djokovic was there for the taking at times. 14 seed could not take advantage. So the statistics of the match. Djokovic, 45 unforced errors. That's still a fair few for him over the 2 hours of tennis. 10 winners for Monaco. That's an area of his game where he does struggle. Doesn't really generate hurt players that often with his natural pace from the back of the court. Second serve points one for Djokovic would be a bit of a concern. Just 38%, not up to his usual standards. Finding a way to win. That's what it's all about. That's what Djokovic did today.